Hey YouTube, Sack Guy here. Today, bringing you, as you can see, the Hunter Pro Alox Red. Give a little bit of background on this particular knife, or history with me I should say. Back in February, it's now July, I stopped at Smoky Mountain Knife Works and bought this knife on my way to visit my family in Delaware. I was staying at my sister's, and when I left, this stayed behind. Well, I went back in June, and when I was leaving, I checked the drawers of the dresser where I put some stuff, make sure I hadn't forgotten anything this time. Looked in the drawer, in the very back was this box. And I was going, oh yay, I don't have to buy another one. I thought I had brought it home with me. Forgotten, left it at my sister's. I tore my house apart here thinking I had unpacked it, put it somewhere, and forgot where I put it, or I brought it home. And now I'm going to play with it. Now, the box that it comes in, as you can see here, pretty much like what the Hunter Pro Alox. A little bit on the back there, and let's see, can we get up here to where you can see what's on the box? Addresses, nothing on, well, the end has got the scan barcode. And then inside the box we have the knife. And it's in another cardboard container here. That off to the side. Inside is your red lanyard and also some paperwork. It's a little bit different from the one for the Hunter Pro Alox in that on the back it has your red one and some different languages, the tools that are in it. You can freeze that if you want and read it. And in the back it tells you how to operate the lock and remove the pocket clip if you so wish, and using the lanyard. Now I'll show the Alox with this, and you notice the main difference, other than the coloring, is that the Hunter Pro does not have the thumb hole or nail nicks like we have here. Other than that, those two things, it's basically the same knife. Main way to open this one, since you don't have the thumb hole, and this makes it legal in more places, pinch it, pull it open. Blade's big enough that you can do that. Lock back, pocket clip, little space there to do some engraving if you wish. One thing about the pocket clip, it does come off, but it does bend fairly easily. I found this out on my silver Alox. I was carrying it in my pocket. Got caught on something, I don't remember what, and it pulled the clip up, bent it. I had to take it off, use a pair of pliers, bend it back, get it to where it would work again, and hold on to my pants pocket. But other than that, and it has the 3 rivets, the lanyard hole, along with the large lanyard that you could use as cordage in an emergency. And as I said, pinch grip, open it up. It's not a one-handed opening, although you probably figure out some different ways to do it. Has the Victorinox logo on it, or Victorinox logo on it. And on the back side it says Swiss made. The specs on this knife are the same as your Hunter Pro Alox. Counting your lanyard loop, it's 135 millimeters, which is 5.4 inches closed, your handle. The blade is 97 millimeters, comes out to 3.8 inches. Open, it's 235 millimeters from tip to tip, which comes out to 9.25 inches. The weight is 187.1 grams, and that is 6.6 ounces. Again, a fairly heavy booger. And then the blade thickness is 4 millimeters, which is 0.16 inches. And on the back here, you notice there's a little bit of jimping for help your thumb to stay in spot when you're using it in that manner. And this is basically out of the box. I have used it a couple times to do some stuff, but just to show, straight out of the box. The old paper test cut there. I am going to take this outside. Well, as you can see, hopefully you can hear me. This is the bush my wife wants to cut down. And I thought I'd play with the knife on a couple of the smaller saplings, I guess you would say. I'm not going to cut the whole thing down with my knife. I just wanted to show how well it works, other than on a piece of paper. Okay, to show how thick this is, I'll hold it up here. Compared to the blade, it's about 2 inches thick. Hopefully I'm still in camera shot. I got this idea doing this from Vinny's Day Off videos. Seen him cut down a few saplings that way. So I wanted to see how this would work. This is kind of narrow for doing this type of heavy work as far as the handle. The Hunter Pro series that have the larger rubber grips on them would be more comfortable. You'd need to be wearing, if you're going to do a lot of this, you'd probably need to wear gloves. It does hurt a bit because of the narrowness, but it does cut very well. This is a crepe myrtle, so as you can see, it'll slice pretty good. This is a fairly hard wood even when it's green, so I like this knife. I do like the Pro series, the Hunter Pro series. I like the Alox for comfort in the pocket for when you're carrying it. clipping it in. The other Hunter Pros, you really need a belt sheath for them. But just wanted to show what a large piece it does. And then let's do something a little bit smaller. It might go through quicker. And works a little bit easier on the smaller stuff. After cutting through this, kind of an improvised spear there. Also ran into a knot. There we go. Yeah, I think it's doing pretty good. Well, I'm going to go get the Sawzall now to take this whole bush down. Do some more yard work. Yay! But go back inside and we'll check the how sharp this blade still is after cutting through this stuff and doing some more yard work. I'll see you back inside. Okay, we're back. As you saw, I was outside cutting up a few things. I did a little bit more yard work. Cut up a couple vines with this also. They were getting tangled up in the fence. And I thought I'd show you how well the edge is holding. So, still hanging in there. Did a little bit more work, not much. I just made a couple more cuts with this outside. So the edge is holding fairly well. I'll have to clean it up a little bit after cutting up stuff. I'm impressed. I'm always impressed with how long a Victorinox knife will hold its edge. Like I said, the only downfall I found outside, if you're cutting through anything really heavy or you're going to do a lot of cutting, is when you're pushing on it, that kind of digs into the palm of the hand. But that's the only thing I found that I didn't like. And that's only if you're doing some really heavy cutting and you put on some gloves and it's not going to bother you that much. Now, as I said, the Hunter Pro series, go ahead and close this up. The Hunter Pro series is thicker and it's a bit more comfortable if you're going to do some heavy cutting. But again, the downside to this is that you have to carry it in a sheath. It doesn't carry that comfortable in the pocket because of the thickness. So carry in the pocket, wear some gloves, you can do some heavy cutting with this. And as we say, it's not one-handed opening, but you could hold it like that and let gravity work. But then you don't want to carry this in New York City because it would be considered a gravity knife. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little demonstration of the Hunter Pro Alox. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.